Ever wonder why some women seem to test you, and how the philosophy of Stoicism can be your secret weapon to handle it like a pro? Stay tuned to discover the art of resilience and emotional mastery. Hey there, ever found yourself scratching your head, trying to decode your partner's mysterious behavior? Maybe you've been in that situation where everything seems fine, and then, out of nowhere, you're hit with what feels like a test. It's like you're playing a video game, and suddenly, a surprise boss battle pops up. But don't worry, you're not alone. This is super common in relationships. Today, we're diving into the world of emotional tests in relationships, and how you can tackle them like a pro, with a little help from an ancient philosophy called Stoicism. You know, like when your favorite superhero stays calm under pressure. Well, that's exactly what we're aiming for here. So stick around, because we're about to level up your relationship game. Alright, let's jump into understanding what it means to be tested in a relationship. Imagine you're playing a video game, and every level you pass gets a bit harder. That's kind of like being tested in a relationship. But instead of fighting virtual dragons, you're facing challenges that help you and your partner grow closer and understand each other better. Psychologists have studied this a lot and found that these tests often come from a natural need for security and compatibility. It's like trying out for a sports team. You need to see if you and your partner are a good match. For example, if your partner suddenly asks you about your future plans together or how you handle stress, they're likely seeing if you both are on the same page for the long haul. But why do these tests happen? Well, part of it is influenced by the culture we live in. In some places, there's a huge emphasis on finding the one, the perfect partner who ticks all the boxes. This can create pressure to make sure everything's perfect. In other cultures, relationships might be seen more as partnerships that grow and evolve over time, with less focus on perfection and more on mutual growth. Understanding these dynamics can be super helpful, especially when you start to feel like you're constantly being tested. It's not about winning or losing, but about growing together and proving that you're a reliable and understanding partner. And guess what? This is where Stoicism comes in handy, helping you navigate these tests with a calm and steady mind. Stay tuned, and we'll dive deeper into that soon. Alright, let's dive into why these tests even happen in relationships. Imagine this. You're in a relationship, and everything seems to be going great. But then, out of nowhere, you feel like you're being put through a series of emotional challenges. So what's going on here? Well, it's not as mysterious as it might seem. These tests are often a way for your partner to gauge the security and compatibility of the relationship. Think of it like a stress test for a roller coaster, making sure it's safe and stable before the big ride. Now let's break it down. People often test their partners to see if they can rely on them in tough times. It's like when you and your best friend go through a rough patch, and how you come out on the other side shows the strength of your friendship. Similarly, in relationships, these tests are about ensuring the partner is someone they can truly count on. Cultural influences play a huge role here too. Movies, TV shows, and even social media can shape our expectations about love and relationships. Ever watched a rom-com where the couple goes through a dramatic misunderstanding, only to come back stronger? It's like that. These cultural narratives can set up certain expectations that people unconsciously try to meet in their own lives. So when you find yourself facing these tests, it's helpful to see them as opportunities. Opportunities to show your partner that you're committed and capable of navigating the ups and downs of a relationship. Instead of seeing them as a nuisance, view them as a chance to prove your dedication and strengthen your bond. Remember, every relationship has its challenges, and how you handle them can make all the difference. Alright, let's dive into something that's been around for centuries but is still super relevant today: Stoicism. So what's Stoicism all about, and why should you care? Well, imagine having a personal toolkit that helps you stay calm and collected, even when life throws curveballs at you. That's Stoicism in a nutshell. It's an ancient philosophy that teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. Now think of it like this. You're playing a video game, and your character's health bar represents your emotional state. Stoicism is like a power-up that boosts your resilience bar, helping you navigate through tough levels, like relationship challenges, without losing your cool. Back in the day, famous Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, who was literally an emperor, and Seneca, a super influential philosopher, used these principles to deal with their own drama. They knew that life could be unpredictable, just like trying to guess the next plot twist in your favorite TV series. But instead of getting stressed out, they focused on keeping their emotions in check and responding with logic and reason. So, how does this help you in relationships? Well, when you're feeling tested, Stoicism encourages you to pause, breathe, and think before reacting. It's like having a secret Jedi mind trick to handle emotional situations without flipping out. Stay tuned as we explore how you can apply these age-old principles in your own life to become a master of emotional resilience. Alright, let's dive into some epic Stoic wisdom that'll have you leveling up in your relationships and beyond. Picture this, you're playing your favorite video game, and you hit a tricky level. Instead of losing your cool and smashing the controller, we've all been there. You stay calm, assess the situation, and plan your next move. This is what Stoicism is all about, keeping your chill even when things get tough. Now, Stoicism might sound like some ancient, dusty philosophy, but trust me, it's as relevant today as it was back in the days of gladiators. Let's talk about a couple of legends in the Stoic world, Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. Marcus was an emperor of Rome, basically the ultimate boss of his time. Imagine juggling the pressures of ruling an empire, and still finding time to write about staying calm and collected. Talk about life goals. Then there's Seneca, who was like the ultimate life coach, dishing out advice on how to deal with everything from annoying people to big life changes. One of the key principles these guys taught is emotional resilience. It's like having an emotional shield that helps you bounce back from life's curveballs. Whether it's a tough day at school or an argument with your BFF, Stoicism teaches you to pause, take a deep breath, and not let your emotions control you. Another principle is self-control. Think of it as having your own personal Jedi mind trick. Instead of getting swept away by anger or frustration, you learn to keep your head in the game and make decisions based on logic, not just feelings. Finally, there's rational thinking, which is all about seeing things clearly and making smart choices. It's like having a map in a maze, helping you navigate through challenges without getting lost or overwhelmed. So, whether you're dealing with a tricky relationship test or just trying to figure out your next move in life, Stoicism gives you the tools to handle it like a pro. Stick around, because up next, we're going to see how you can use these principles in your everyday life to become the ultimate Stoic warrior in your own story. Alright, so let's dive into how the ancient wisdom of Stoicism can actually help us in modern relationships. Picture this, you're playing a video game, and suddenly, you hit a challenging level. You know you have to stay calm, think logically, and figure out a strategy to get to the next stage. Well, relationships can be a lot like that game. They have their tricky levels, too, and that's where Stoicism comes in handy. One of the key principles of Stoicism is emotional resilience. This means staying strong and composed even when things get tough. Imagine you're in a situation where your partner seems upset, and it feels like you're being tested. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a deep breath and channel your inner Marcus Aurelius or Seneca. They believed in observing your emotions without letting them control you. For example, let's say your partner is upset because you forgot to text them back. Instead of getting defensive or stressed, pause and think about why they might feel that way. Maybe they value communication and want to feel connected. By responding calmly and acknowledging their feelings, you're showing understanding and respect. Both are super important in any relationship. Another cool thing about Stoicism is its emphasis on rational thinking. When faced with a test, ask yourself, what's within my control here? You can't control how someone else feels, but you can control how you respond. This approach not only helps you stay grounded, but also shows your partner that you're dependable and thoughtful. So, by applying these Stoic principles, you're not just tackling relationship tests. You're leveling up your emotional intelligence and creating a stronger bond with your partner. And honestly, Who doesn't want a relationship where both people feel heard and respected? Remember, every test is an opportunity to grow and learn, just like in your favorite video game. So put on that stoic mindset and get ready to face whatever challenges come your way with confidence and poise. Alright, let's dive into some stories of contemporary figures and celebrities who have successfully embraced stoic principles in their personal lives. First up, we have the actor and producer Hugh Jackman. Known for his calm demeanor and thoughtful approach to life, Jackman often attributes his ability to handle Hollywood's pressures to stoic practices. He emphasizes the importance of focusing on what you can control and letting go of the rest, a core stoic tenet. This mindset helps him stay grounded amid the chaos of fame. Another great example is Tim Ferriss, an entrepreneur and author who frequently talks about his use of stoicism to navigate both personal and professional challenges. Ferriss shares that one of his favorite stoic exercises is negative visualization, where you imagine the worst-case scenario to diminish its power over you. This technique allows him to reduce anxiety and approach situations with a clearer perspective. And let's not forget the legendary basketball coach Phil Jackson, who integrated Stoic philosophy into his coaching style. By encouraging players to maintain emotional balance and focus on the present moment, Jackson led teams to multiple championships, proving that Stoicism isn't just a personal philosophy, it's a game changer in high-pressure environments. These stories show us that Stoicism isn't some ancient, dusty philosophy. It's alive and kicking, helping modern-day icons thrive in their fields. So, whether you're navigating high school drama or prepping for a big game, these principles can be your secret superpower too. Alright, let's dive into a super important part of our chat today: the common pitfalls when responding to emotional tests in relationships. So imagine this, you're texting your partner, and suddenly, they hit you with a message that feels like it's out of left field. It's like they're challenging you to see how you'll react. Now, your first instinct might be to fire back something defensive or get all flustered, right? But hold up. This is where our Stoic superhero skills come into play. You see, the Stoics, like our pals Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, taught us that it's all about keeping your cool. When you react emotionally, it's like letting a wild horse run free, chaos everywhere. Instead, the key is to stay grounded and think things through rationally. Picture it like being Spock from Star Trek, calm and logical, instead of being all dramatic like a soap opera character. Now, here's where many folks trip up. They think being stoic means being a robot with zero feelings. But that's not it at all. It's about being in control of your emotions, not letting them control you. So the next time you feel tested, take a deep breath, pause, and respond thoughtfully. It's like giving your emotions a timeout, so you can handle things like a pro. And trust me, this doesn't just make you look cool and composed. It actually helps in reducing misunderstandings and keeps the relationship healthy. So remember, when faced with a test, channel your inner stoic, and you'll not only respond better, but also strengthen your bond with your partner. Ready to give it a shot? Hey there! Let's dive into why Stoicism is like having a superpower for your brain, especially when it comes to relationships. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a superhero, and its main superpower is staying calm no matter what drama unfolds around it. Sounds cool, right? That's exactly what Stoicism can help you achieve. First up, let's talk stress. You know those days when it feels like everything is going sideways? Your partner's upset, you've got a pile of homework, and your phone's blowing up with notifications. It's easy to feel overwhelmed. But here's where Stoicism steps in like a trusty sidekick. By focusing on what you can control and letting go of the rest, you'll find your stress levels dropping faster than a new viral TikTok trend. Now, how about communication? Ever had one of those frustrating conversations where it feels like you're speaking different languages? Stoicism teaches us to pause, breathe, and think rationally before responding. By doing this, your communication skills will level up, allowing you to express yourself clearly and understand others better. Think of it like having subtitles for real-life conversations. Plus, embracing Stoic principles helps you build emotional resilience. It's like having an emotional shield that prevents petty arguments or misunderstandings from ruining your day. Imagine the power of brushing off negativity, like a superhero flicking away a villain's attack. Lastly, remember that Stoicism isn't about becoming a robot. It's about being so in tune with your emotions that you can choose how to react, making your relationships stronger and more harmonious. Just like how Spider-Man uses his spidey senses to navigate challenges, you'll use Stoicism to navigate the ups and downs of teenage life and love with grace and wisdom. Alright, so let's dive into the heart of Stoicism and how it can help us respond to emotional tests with empathy and understanding. Picture this. You're in a heated conversation with someone close to you, and emotions are running high. It's easy to get swept up in the moment and let your feelings dictate your response. But here's where Stoicism can be a game changer. Stoicism teaches us to pause, take a step back, and see the situation from a broader perspective. It's like watching your favorite movie and knowing what's going to happen next. You're calm because you see the bigger picture. By being empathetic, you're not just listening to the words being said, but you're also trying to understand where the other person is coming from. This doesn't mean you're detached or unemotional, quite the opposite. You're using empathy as a superpower to connect on a deeper level. Imagine if Spider-Man only focused on the immediate danger and didn't consider the people he's trying to save. He'd miss the point of being a hero, right? Similarly, when we use Stoic empathy, we're not ignoring our emotions. We're just choosing to channel them in a way that's constructive and helpful. This approach not only helps reduce stress, but also improves communication, making your relationships stronger and more fulfilling. Remember, empathy doesn't mean you have to agree with everything. It's about understanding and respecting someone else's feelings while staying true to your own principles. It's like crafting the perfect playlist. Each song is unique, but together they create a harmony. So next time you find yourself in an emotional test, channel your inner Stoic and use empathy to create a meaningful connection. Alright, picture this. There's this guy named Alex, who's been dating his girlfriend, Jenna, for about a year now. Things have been going pretty well, but recently, Alex has noticed Jenna throwing some unexpected curveballs his way. You know, those moments when she seems to be testing his patience or trying to see how he reacts under pressure. At first, Alex feels a bit overwhelmed, not really sure why Jenna is acting this way. But then something clicks. He remembers a book his uncle gave him on Stoicism, featuring the wise words of Marcus Aurelius. Alex decides to approach this situation differently. Instead of reacting impulsively or taking things personally, he takes a deep breath and chooses to apply some Stoic principles. He focuses on staying calm, understanding that he can't control Jenna's actions, only his response to them. One evening, Jenna asks Alex a series of rapid-fire questions about their future together. Instead of panicking, Alex listens patiently, responding with honesty and empathy. He shares his thoughts calmly, showing Jenna that he values their relationship and is open to discussing their future. This approach impresses Jenna, and she realizes that Alex is someone who can handle pressure maturely. This moment becomes a turning point for them. By staying composed and applying Stoic strategies, Alex not only navigates Jenna's tests, but also strengthens their relationship. He transforms what could have been a stressful situation into an opportunity for growth, proving that with the right mindset, any challenge can be turned into a positive experience. Alright, picture this. You've just heard the incredible story of a guy named Jake who was at a crossroads in his relationship. Now let's zoom into that pivotal moment when everything changed for Jake. He was faced with a classic relationship test. His partner was feeling insecure and questioning his commitment. Instead of reacting with frustration or defensiveness, Jake took a deep breath and remembered the teachings of Stoicism. He embraced the power of self-control, a key Stoic principle, and chose to listen actively and patiently. Jake understood that the true test wasn't just about his partner's words, but about his ability to maintain his composure and show empathy. He applied rational thinking by reflecting on Marcus Aurelius' wisdom that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This mindset shift allowed Jake to transform a potentially volatile situation into a meaningful dialogue. By responding with calmness and understanding, Jake not only eased his partner's concerns, but also strengthened their bond. This turning point highlights how Stoic actions, like staying grounded and focusing on what you can control, can lead to successful resolutions in relationships. As we wrap up this transformative journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the impact Stoicism had on the relationship's outcome. Remember our story of the man who faced a seemingly insurmountable relationship test? By embracing Stoic principles, he didn't just survive the storm, he thrived in it. With patience and a focus on rational thinking, he was able to see the situation from a balanced perspective, allowing him to respond with calmness and clarity. This shift didn't just benefit him, it brought a newfound understanding and harmony to his relationship. It's like when you finally get the hang of a challenging video game level. Suddenly, everything clicks and you're playing with ease. Similarly, embracing Stoicism can be a game changer in relationships, turning potential conflicts into opportunities for growth and deeper connection. So remember, the next time you face a test, channel your inner Stoic and watch how it transforms your relationships and your life. Alright, so let's wrap this up. We've talked about why women might test men in relationships, and how these tests aren't just random obstacles, but can actually be opportunities for growth. By using the principles of Stoicism, like emotional resilience and rational thinking, you can navigate these challenges with confidence and ease. Remember the story we shared about the guy who turned his relationship test into a chance to grow? That's the kind of transformation you can achieve too. Stoicism isn't about being a stone-cold philosopher. It's about being a person who understands their emotions and uses that understanding to build better relationships. So, as you think about your own experiences, consider how you might apply these Stoic strategies. Maybe next time you're faced with a test, you'll see it as a chance to learn more about yourself and your partner. Thanks for tuning in, and if you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more insights on personal growth and emotional intelligence. And hey, we'd love to hear your stories in the comments below.